alright. We are gonna start a playthrough of Hollow Knight here. As you can see, I've done a couple of these already, including the slot that I'm filling, which was a Steel Soul mode at over 100% completion. Sad things happened regarding the Coliseum of Fools, and I lost it. Anyway, here we are. I'm not the greatest player in this game. I've only been playing since a couple weeks before the quarantine. I think I started in March. So anyway, but I've figured out a lot of the game, and I do have 111% completion in the game. The only thing I'm missing is the Pantheon of the Night, which is giving me some trouble. So in order to sort of save myself from that, I'm doing this. I'm going to do a what I like to call the Everyman Guide to Hollow Knight. So I'm going to do things that just about everyone should be able to do. And if you can't, don't feel bad. There's plenty of ways around a lot of what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do one of those things pretty early on in this video. And if you can't do it, don't worry. Sometime after video 2, you'll have some extra resources that will help you get there. So first thing I do is walk through that little bit of foreground hiding things, which the foreground does do in this game. Usually the thing it's hiding isn't an enemy, but every once in a while it is, and that kind of sucks. It's one of my very few complaints about the game. Really beautiful, well done game. The title of the the authors or creators of the game are in fact coming up in the subtitles at the bottom. So here we go. We are off and running, or hopping anyway. A lot of little things to avoid that are going to fall. You'll notice coming up behind me. Just up slashing is a really good way to deal with minor enemies like that. You don't have to chase them. Seldom do I like to chase enemies. Or Geo, that one that just fell in the spikes there. That's gone forever. I'm not going to get that. It's okay. So we're going here. Alright, so coming up we've got a little sort of secret. Not really a secret, but alright, first off, lifeblood. Boom. It's important. Helps you deal with bosses, especially. There's nothing that I'm going to be impacting here that's going to really require said lifeblood. It is what it is. I'm going to go, the ground right here is going to give way, and now you notice I immediately go left and get this. Cool, saves me some steps later. And gets me some Geo, up to almost 80. It's a good amount of Geo at this point in the game. It's not really going to buy me much anything except my starting map. We'll see. Anyway. Big jump, down slash. That's how you can get across that without having to get any extra movement. Down slashing is great on spikes. There's lots of spots you can take advantage of that. This is just one of them. And it's not a great charm, but it's something. It's better than having no charms, which we will have for quite a while. Otherwise, it's the first one we can get access to. So we're going to get it. Or not. Like I say, you can come back after episode 2, where I'm going to, by that point, have the dash ability, which will make getting it much easier. So, now we're back up to where we were. We're good. Go across here. And if we had said dash ability, we could do a big long jump and dash across there. But we don't, so we're just going to go this way instead. And instead of going through that lower platform that we did, we're just going to go up and up and up and break this. And up some more. So yeah, how is everyone else enjoying the quarantine? Because I've been doing so much of this. This game has been consuming my life. I do other things, of course, but this has been a lot of it. Alright, so we're on our way now to Dartmouth, the only real town in the game. There's other places, but they've all been like overrun with infected creatures and things like that. Or just people who want to eat you. Anyway. Whoa, Dartmouth. Alright, we get a person here. I'm actually not going to talk, or I'm not going to sit on the bench. I'm going to talk to him. Just going to skip through it. I'm going to skip all the lore. You know, there's other videos for that, and not only are there other videos, but I think this is really best firsthand. You know, read all the dialogue. It's great. We're going to drop down here. Go all the way to the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit of a detour right away. This is technically away from where I really want to be going, but Actually, no. No, we'll come back up this way. If I do everything right, it shouldn't be an issue to come back up this way. So we're gonna go this way, get this geocache here, and then over here. Mostly I'm just hitting these guys for the geo. I could just skip right over them. A lot of fights in here are very, very optional. Speaking of, boop, down slash is a great move when it comes to dealing with almost anything if you can get over top of it. So, see, I like that. Down slash is something that it took me a couple of playthroughs to really come to terms with how good it is. I'll go in this little section here. Boop, boop. There we go. And another one. Oh, that guy was protected there. All right. So this little offshoot here that I'm in, the main reason I'm coming here is to get that grub up here. Now, a lot of people are going to not get this until after video 2 that I'm going to put together. It's just easier if you can dash to him. But this little guy here is going to make my life, well, maybe not easy, but he's going to make it possible for me to get that guy. Again, down slashing trickery, right? So I'm trying to lead him up as high as I can there. Get him over here. There. Got it. Got it in one to show that it can be done. Sometimes that takes me several tries. Embarrassingly, I've had to make this video. This is now the 3rd time. Second time, the video never actually happened. I wasn't recording, and I thought it was. First time, I wasn't recording audio, and hopefully I've got it right this time. It's going to be really bad if I have to re-record anything from the 2nd video onward. I'll have to, I don't know, end my own life or something. No, nothing that extreme, of course, but it's gonna be a sad day. So I've lost that lifeblood that I got earlier. It's no big deal, but it was nice to have it for a while. All right, so we're going down. There are offshoot doors on the left up here. None of them are really worth going into. Like that one there takes us to a boss that I have no business fighting at this point in the game, and he's kind of hard to get to even at this point. But you can, but I'm not gonna. All right, down we go. And then we see that paper. That paper is a telltale sign that this guy, Cornifer, is kicking around. And we're going to go to him, and we're going to buy a map from him. Do that every chance you get, in my opinion. It will help you with the ability to see what's going on. Not only that, but that has unlocked a merchant in up in Dirtmouth that will sell us things that accessorize with the maps. And yes, buy all those too as you can. Some of them are a little less necessary than others. We'll get to that towards the end of the video. I'll get a couple of those things right away. So we're going to down slash again on that guy. Again, down slashing is just a great way to go places. You could wait till later in the game after you have some of your movement abilities and you can get up there, but you can mess around a bit and go places. So we're going for another grub here. This is going to be our 2nd grub. Get this guy as a sort of gateway to him, I guess, but he's not much of a gateway. Just get, you know, just be on him. Like any flying enemy for the most part, just get right in there. You don't want to give them too much time to do whatever they're going to do. A lot of them shoot at you, and you know, that one spawns minions, and then there's other ones that will just dive bomb you. For the most part, if you don't give them time, they're not a threat, and most flying enemies have less hit points than land-bound equivalents of them, about 50% less. Anyway, so we're moving along, and we're going. I think that's good game design too, that they made them a little bit weaker. All right, we're gonna go up here. There's a breakable wall and a bunch of geo, and let's get that. Particularly get this wall open, get this geo. We're gonna have to do a little walking around to collect this geo at the bottom. That's fine. Getting it all. Get that money. Yes, if you haven't figured it out already, geo is money for the game. A little bit here. Get that last piece in a minute. We don't need it right yet. So we'll go up here and get all that. Okay, we don't need to chase every single geo either. Like if you miss 1 or 2, it's not the end of the world. early in the game, you're gonna need a fair bit of it to be, there we go, to be productive. This guy here is one of, I think, 3 we have to fight in this room before we can get out of this room. Again, just be on top of them, just get them. Not actually directly on top, because impact damage sucks. It's one of those game design things that I don't love. I feel like some enemies should take impact damage from you, and some should cause it, and some should just be neutral. It's a game design thing. I don't know. Whatever. They're all dead now. Since I am down a little bit of soul, I'll show this. This is known as a hot spring. So you can go over here and plunk your little button here, and you'll notice my soul gauge just filled up. It's great. There's also a bench, which I'll use because I don't have any... Oh, right. And I don't have any lifeblood. The reason I didn't use the bench earlier is it makes your lifeblood go away. And I didn't really need that in my life. I wanted those 2 extra hit points. So, here we go. We're moving along. And I now have that charm equipped. That charm is a real charm. A couple of spots in the game it's really useful. In this particular instance, it's not going to be much help to me. It's unlikely I'm going to end up at a single mask. But if I do end up at a single mask, it about doubles the damage you do per hit. So, boop, boop. This area is just Geo right now. There's an important ledge up above us that after episode 2, when we get the dash power, we'll be able to jump up and shoot right into there. But for now, we can't. No big deal. Little bit of Geo. And I'm going to keep fighting this dude. You can strike through surfaces, which, especially if they're thin, can be really helpful for dealing with enemies like him who shoot. It's good to know. You can also strike down by down slashing with a jump. Boop, like that. And again, down slashing is a great trick for just avoiding getting hit. There's a lot of enemies that don't attack up. So we're going through here, and we're gonna keep on going. You do notice that you get knocked back a little bit with every strike, so be careful not to push yourself into pits and stuff. I'm gonna do it now and again, I know I am. This little guy here, or big guy, whatever, he's a bit scary for new players. Don't worry too much about him, just walk right past him when he goes down. Alright, going up here. Those guys up there aren't worth bothering with, just leave them alone. They don't have anything up there that I've ever been able to find. A lot of the time there's breakable walls and things like that that you're going to want to check out. I can tell you that that particular spot, not a breakable wall. Alright, these guys, dodge through them, get in here, get this, no big deal, moving on. I don't think I have a good reason to stay up top. Oh, there's some Geo up there. You know what, I'm going to leave it alone though. It's one of those few spots where I would say that dash is worthwhile to wait for. Alright, and we'll go up here right away to Stag Station. Stag Station is important. We're going to even go as far as running straight to Dartmouth with it. Reason for that is there's a Stag Station in Dartmouth that won't actually be open until you've taken a Stag Station to Dartmouth and opened it from there. So we're going to do this. We'll take this. He's got some lore for us. Again, pay attention to all the dialogue. The dialogue is great. I've just read through it like 3 times already. Plus, I don't want to spend too much time on these videos, so I'm skipping over as much as I can. Alright. This is, as I say, just an everyman's guide to how to go places in the game. I plan on doing this all the way through to the full ending, or not the full ending, I guess, technically, the what a lot of people consider the canonical ending at this point. I have not yet gotten the hardest to achieve endings, but I'm working on it. One day I'll be able to beat the ridiculous boss rush required to do that, I hope. If I can't, I mean, there's always videos online where I can watch other people do it, and some of them are ridiculous, with people doing some of the hardest bosses in the game without getting hit at all. I do not understand how you can be that good, like that precise timing-wise. But there are people out there, so good for them. There's a breakable wall here. This will be grub number 3, I do believe. Remember how I said you just got to stay on top of those guys, use walls to get between you and them. I'll keep going up actually, because there's a thing up here I want to open up as well. And sometimes you get hit even when you're pretty good. Boop, that's open now. I think this just leads to a area that's too dark to get around in. Yeah, so that's fine. We can deal with that another time, another episode, when we have the ability to get around in dark places. Right now we don't. That'll be a few episodes away still. Notice I used that corner to block the enemy so that he couldn't get easy access to me. And that sort of maneuvering is very important when it comes to, I'm not going to worry with that guy, when it comes to beating enemies that fly especially. Fly and shoot. Speaking of beating certain enemies, this guy down here is just not worth your time at this point. If you really feel you must, you can fight him. It's a hit and run away, hit and run away. I'm just looking to get the spell, because the spell's going to make everything easier when it comes to fighting enemies like him. But he hits for 2 masks of damage and has quite the attack arc and a decent amount of speed. The boss that I'm on my way to right now, I honestly find significantly easier to beat, in spite of his gigantic size and swing arc, which a lot of people will be intimidated by at first. It's not much. It's not anything to really worry about. One of the easiest bosses in the game, in my opinion. He doesn't produce much of a threat. You just stay away from him while he's swinging, and it really is as simple as that. Like, jump over. You'll see. He's got impact arcs to jump over. It's no big deal. Also, if you really do struggle with this boss, much like the guy that I just mentioned, he can be avoided until you get the spell. You just break this wall, and then you can get the spell. Anyway, get a few hits in, move away. Get a few hits in, move away. If he jumps at you and he cocks his weapon back like he just did, move away. If he cocks his weapon back like that, move away and jump over the arc. It's really not a particularly difficult fight. You just smack him in the face when he does this, smack him a few more times, he's going to jump. You can smack him 2 more, move away. You're going to do that. When he finishes, get in there and hit him some more. Avoid that. Oh, you know what? And I didn't avoid it. Things happen, you know. I'm going to heal a little bit. See, you even have time. You have healing windows in this fight. It's not a hard fight at all. We're going to get in here and hit him some more. That seems to be the rule of this fight. Hit him some more. Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. Move away. I'm going to break this for the sake of doing so. See, it breaks. You can go past him. You can just walk right by him. I tried to dash there. I don't have the dash ability. There's going to be a lot of that in these videos where I'm so used to a full playthrough that has all these cool abilities and I don't have them. Nah, it's fine. And again, just keep hitting them. 1, 2, 3, move away. Like 3 hits is a lot, by the way. It's not easy to get in those 3 hits without getting hit back. As you can see, I did get hit a few times. Just gonna pogo. Down slashing is sometimes known as pogoing. He's very dead. I just wanted to overkill it a bit. So as you can see, first boss that you can encounter, well, one of the first 2. We'll get the other one shortly. It's not particularly hard. There's a little silly thing that can happen here. Is you see that weapon head. If you wait for a little while, yeah, it just wanders off on its own. You can't hurt it or anything. You can smack it around. It doesn't like it, but it doesn't hurt you, and you can't hurt it. It just leaves.
Oh, I never knew that.
So we're going over here. And the reason we're going over here is to get the first real true spell of the game. Focus is a spell as well, but it's not a true spell. The true spell, in this case, we're looking for is Vengeful Spirit. And there's a snail shaman in here, who we're about to see. It's going to teach us that spell. These guys are great. I love them. I'd love to see more lore on them. I gather they're in Silksong. Looking forward to it a lot. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be playing on PlayStation 4, at least not immediately. They might be releasing it when the 5 comes out. I don't know. Maybe I'll play it on PC or something. It's fine. I'll come up with a way to play it. But for now, we're playing this, and we have Vengeful Spirit, which, as it says on the tin, you tap circle, because I'm playing on PlayStation 4, and pew pew, you produce a big old laser. That guy has some dialogue for you. You don't have to get that dialogue to proceed. I'm just gonna skip it. It changes his dialogue when you finish, depending whether you talk to him or not. It does not change the outcome at all, just the dialogue. So smacking these guys around. I could be using my cool new spell. A lot of players like spells. I like them as a crutch when there's fights that are otherwise very hard. For the most part, I'm just going to swing my nail until something's dead. As you can find in the first video I ever put up, which has no audio, of me fighting Nail Sage Sly, I just basically swing my nail until he's dead. A lot of people like to use down slash to fight these guys. I find that they're too chaotic in movement, so that these spikes here don't mean anything to me. These spikes, which people are like, ah, they'll kill me. Well, they're not going to do anything if you're not trying to jump. So onward and upward. Here comes the fly. There goes a rolly thing. I don't know what they're called. I probably should know. Bench flies, I know. These rolly guys, I don't know what they're called. Oh wow, I'm just keep letting them hit me.
I know the boulder.
Boulder? Yeah, maybe.
Because I know.
I have an assistant here.
Okay.
Okay. So I got an Eevee here. She's my assistant. She is 7. She can do most of what I'm doing here. The bosses give her some trouble. Often I'll fight bosses for her. I've mentioned you could strike through walls. That's an example of a cheap shot. You can see that little guy there. Oh, here we go. And I've also talked about lifeblood a little bit already. There's some lifeblood accessible here. So we'll get that. My soul is full, or I could whack this thing to get more soul. It's no big deal, so I'll leave it alone. Get that one little geo. And then we're going to go down here and start our fight with... Oh, I'm terrible at that. I always forget that you have to let him wake up before damage counts. And then I'm going to go whack, 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 spell, whack, 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 spell. Oh, and we'll go whack, whack, whack one more time. And they're all dead. And I'm going to get this lovely charm here, Soul Catcher, which gives me more soul per hit. So we're going to go to that bench just on the other side of the shaman here, and we've done the job the shaman wanted us to do, and we're free to leave. So, I lost that lifeblood. That was silly of me. But, if I'm being honest, I'd rather have the soul catcher on than lifeblood. So, it's fine. Down here, where there's a little switch to flick. But we're not going to go through there, because we're not quite done exploring over this side of things. So, you'll see, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on in the map. We're going to get a quill later, which will let us update the map. By the end of this episode, I'll have it, and the map will then fill itself in anytime we set it a bench. But trust me when I say that I've got a couple more things to do over this way, including, I think, 2 more grubs to save. I think I've got 3 of them already, and there are 2 more. So this guy, now that we have spells, is not nearly as scary. Still scary, as you see, he does do 2 masks of damage. Walk in, walk out, hit, boom. Right?
Wow, that was quick. I never saw him like do that short. I never saw you do that.
I tend to just fire a couple of spells at him and to kill him. As you can see, he is rather dangerous if you don't take him seriously. He'll kill you. So I'm going to get my soul back so I can heal back up. And there is actually another one of those same guys guarding a grub up and over to the right. So I'm going to go find him and do him in the same way I did his friend. Plus, I'll get that Geo there after I kill these 2 Vengeflies. There's a gigantic Vengefly later in the game. We're probably going to see him next episode. You can kill him or not, technically. I'm going to. There's reasons to not. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm going to kill him. I'm going to save the guy that he's killing. Alright, up here, I believe, is we're headed to. Yeah, there he is. The other big guy is right through here. Like I say, he's guarding the 4th of 5 grubs that I intend to save this episode.
Where he is because I have more memory from
Boom. Okay, there we go. You got him. That's 4. This is 4 out of the 5 grubs I intend to save this session. There's nothing through there worth talking about right now. And I'm just going to keep on going. I'm almost done. I got one more little boss to fight, one more grub to save, and then we're going to head on up to Dirtmouth and see some vendors about some things. Not a whole lot left to do this session. Boop. But like I say, I want to really show some exploration with minimal abilities. I think this is the dark place. No, it's not. Boom, boom, boom. I mentioned down slashing is a good way to kill certain enemies. These guys are a bit of a pain to fight if you haven't figured out down slashing. You can just hit them when they swing, as I just did. It's just not as easy as down slashing them. Oh yeah, spiky spot. Just a basic jump. You don't want to hold down the jump button the whole time, or you'll go too high and hit the spikes like I just walked into. Anyway, it's not a particularly scary spot, although it can be a little intimidating at first. These guys, speaking of not particularly scary, although they can be intimidating at first, you want to keep getting close and hitting them with your nail. Their corpse will spawn 2 little guys, which I'm a little worried about now because I don't know where those 2 are. Oh, there they are. So, yeah, deal with them. Yay, thank you for not attacking me while I was busy healing. There. So much geo just lying around after fighting those guys. I'm going to collect all that. And, right. Grub number 5. Let's go to grub number 5, who's right through here. This one's a little bit tricky. You really do have to master down slashing for this one to be easy. I've got some practice with this. I've done it a couple of times now. So you're probably going to hit those spikes a couple times on your first attempt. It's not a big deal. Just heal up. Don't kill yourself for it. That is 5 grubs. So just a couple more things to do down here before we go back up to Dirtmouth. We got Gruz right here. So we're gonna fight Gruz. Gruz is not a hard boss, but Gruz is gonna hit me because I'm being disrespectful. So, anyway, it's mostly about using the directional buttons, as has been said by a popular Hollow Knight YouTuber, and moving side to side and not getting smashed into. Gruz also has a second phase, which is a little bit sneaky in that it's about to happen. There we go. Gruz is taken care of.
But not in videos.
Okay, so we've got 2 bosses taken care of, and now we're gonna get our second merchant. He just kind of needs to be snapped out of some sort of a haze he's in. You will notice that this is exactly the same character from another video, or my first video. So yeah, he's an interesting person, that's for sure. Now we're gonna take this back on up to the stag station, which I think I've actually gone the wrong way, but it's fine. This is fine. I can still get there. Alright, so we're working our way back to the stag station. Actually, at this point, I'm better off just walking up to Dirtmouth. I think I'll do that. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm wishy-washy. There's a another stop I want to make. I want to stop at the Grub Father. So yes, I am better off walking up. Not by like a lot. I could take the Stag Station up and then go to Grub Father from there. So here we go. I really hope this is recording this time because I'm going to be so frustrated if it's not. But yeah, we're working our way there. To Dartmouth. So I live in a city that across our harbor we can see a city called Dartmouth, which it's really just one letter in the difference. It kind of makes me laugh a little bit. Anyway, here we go. Slashing through platforms for fun and profit. It's good. It's good. All right. And we're moving along. So just a little basic fighting here as I work my way back over to the spot where the first grub we saved was, which, as I say, is usually one that people are going to wait to get. Not a big deal if you've got to. But I have shown that it is quite possible to get that grub without any additional movement upgrades. And there's a bit of a benefit to getting him early. Getting 5 grubs is a benchmark for the Grub Father, where he gives you something other than money. Basically every 5, I think. Maybe it's every 10 after a certain point. He starts to give you interesting things aside from just money. And, you know, when you get all 46 grubs, there's a kind of cool capstone, which I made use of in said Sly video. Yeah. So for now, grubs! Yay, we rescued grubs. I'm not going to talk about anything more than the fact that, yay, we rescued grubs. Once you get all 46, do not come back here. Do not come back here after you have all 46. Promise me. Alright, here we go. So this is a piece of a mask, which I jokingly refer to as useless until you have 4 of them, because it is. You can have 1 piece of a mask, and it does nothing for how many hits you can take. Once you have all 4 of them, then you can take another hit. Well, depending on what's hitting you, but yeah. Because with 6 masks, anything that hits you for 2 masks is still killing you in 3 hits, but that's okay. You're 1 step closer to having 7 masks then, right? So now we're going to go up to Dartmouth, and we're going to get some stuff. Get a little over 1,000 geo already. That's pretty good. So we're going to stop in here.
How did you get that in 1 episode?
Paying attention to what's where. So I could get the simple key. I'm not going to bother. I do want Gathering Swarm. I'm going to make good use of that for the next couple episodes. Stalwart Shell's cute, but no, I don't need it. The Mask Shard. You know what? I'll get 2 Mask Shards right now. So that the next time I find one, I immediately get another mask. Yeah, and that's going to leave me enough to get my quill. I won't have my bench pin, but I'll have my quill, and the quill is going to matter. So we're going to go over here to another merchant, who I'm a big fan of. It's the first person to take all my money, to be honest, is Zelda. So we're going to get the quill. I would recommend if it's your first playthrough to get the Wayward Compass and definitely a bench pin, but it's not a big deal for me to not have them. I'm still going to know where I am. It's going to help you a lot to know where you are if you haven't played the game a ton. So what that quill does is lets us update our maps, right? So now you can see everywhere we've been. We've had a pretty good run of Forgotten Crossroads. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and hope you keep watching. Thanks.